Hey guys, Dr. Ben here at Epic Well Centers. We're going to talk today about digestion. We're going to talk about things that you can do right now to help your digestion work better. It's like 80% of the US population deals with digestion symptoms, whether that's regularly or sporadically, they're going to deal with digestion symptoms. And this can be all types of different things. It can range from anywhere from just having some gas and bloating to chronic diarrhea to constipation to reflux, indigestion, heartburn. One of the most common medications that is taken over the counter and prescribed is for reflux and indigestion. We've got things like irritable bowel syndrome. We've got ulcerative colitis. We've got Crohn's. We've got IBD. We've got the reflux. All these different conditions and that are labeled, and that's what they truly are. They're conditions. So I'm going to show you guys some things that you can do today to really start optimizing that digestion, to change this digestion from being just a thing that happens and sometimes is okay, sometimes is bad, to something that can actually be optimized. So welcome everybody. Let me know what symptoms you're having. Pop those down below. Let me know what tricks you've done. This is a great resource. So many of you guys out there are an inspiration to other people that watch these videos. Put some of your tricks, some of your tips down below, and then ask any questions that you have in regards to digestion. If you're not following our Facebook page already, go ahead and hit that button. Or if you're on YouTube, subscribe to this channel. Lots of different videos, all types of information out there. So welcome guys, and we've got some people jumping on. Great ideas. Thanks for jumping on, guys. Okay, so here we go. Digestion. This is optimal digestion. Optimal digestion is you wake up, you do your thing, you get hungry, you eat, you have to go to the bathroom, you feel that urge, go to the bathroom, and once or twice a day you have a bowel movement. The bowel movement kind of looks like a peeled banana, about that size. You go through the day and this is what you don't have. You don't have gas, bloating, indigestion, heartburn, reflux, diarrhea, constipation. It's not like you're going 3 or 4 days without having a bowel movement, or you're going 8, 10, 12, 20, 30 times a day like we've had with some patients. So here's what it should be like. Wake up, go to the bathroom, eat your food, go to the bathroom, maybe again, eat your food, and you do that throughout the day. EOE, could this explain why I'm so sensitive to meds? Yeah, so EOE, that's something we help all the time, Heather. So drop us a DM and we'll talk to you about what you can do for that. So what do you need to do? What are some things that you can start doing today? Because if you're not experiencing that, if you're not experiencing that optimized digestion of, you don't burp, you don't reflux, you don't gas, you don't bloat, you don't look like you're pregnant if you're not pregnant, any of those things, then you are not digesting properly. So let's get into it. Here's some things that are going to be very helpful just starting today to help that digestion. So if you're not doing these, implement them in now. Number one, you need to eat in a relaxed environment. And this one is hard for a lot of people. They're eating at their desk at lunch, they're running around the TV, watching a movie, running around doing different things. You need to sit and eat in a relaxed environment. You need to let go for about 10 or 15 minutes before eating. Give your body that chance to actually start producing enzymes, stomach acid, salivate, lay there, chew well. And so as you're eating in that relaxed environment, you're going to chew and chew, anywhere from 20 to 40 times per bite is what is recommended. And a lot of people, especially my family, because I chew a lot, they're like, holy cow, I can hear you across the room and you chew so much. And it's like, well, yeah, and yet my digestion is pretty darn good. I don't have a lot of those symptoms that we're talking about. So eat in a relaxed environment, chew your food, breathe, relax, let it be a process. Don't, like a couple of my kids, they just scarf it down. I got 4 boys, so they're all trying to eat more than the other one. So, you've got to give that body a chance to actually digest. If you're in a fight or flight, you cannot be in a resting and digesting at the same time. So if you're in a go, go, go and everything's revved up and oh my gosh, I got all this going on, you are not going to be able to digest like you need to. So that's just not going to work in that situation. Number two, no fluids with your meals. And so a lot of people have grown up on this where they drink, a glass or two of water or tea or whatever it is with your meal. But if you're drinking that fluid with the meal, you are going to be diluting your stomach acid. So your stomach acid, 7 is neutral. If you remember way back to chemistry class, 7 is neutral, 0 is very, very acidic, 14 is alkaline, so basic. And so we want to be more towards that acidic side. If you are in the 2 to 3, 3.5 range, that's where that stomach acid is supposed to be. But if you drink a bunch of water, you're pouring 7 on that 2 or 2.5, and you're diluting it closer to 7. So you're going to have less stomach acid if you're drinking a bunch of meals. If you need a sip here or there, maybe 2-3 ounces at a meal, that's going to be fine. And so that is going to be one of the first things to do besides shutting it down, relaxing, taking a break to actually eat. You need to, hey there, went in Austria. Good to see you in Austria there, Leah. So you need to put that drink down. You go to these restaurants and they've got all you can drink iced tea, and your buddy's doing that and eating this burger. They're trying to digest their burger in iced tea. So no fluids with the meals. If you need a sip here or there, if you're like, man, I gotta get this food down by drinking, you're not chewing enough. You're not relaxing enough. You're taking too big of bites, things like that. Number 3 that you're going to want to look at is proper food combining. And this one is really important. It's a little bit different for a lot of people, but it makes sense. And when you start doing it, you're going to feel that difference. If you combine proteins and starches at the same meal, like a lot of our traditional American fare, we've got our hamburger with a bun, we've got our turkey sandwich, we've got a hot dog on a bun, we've got spaghetti and meatballs, we've got Mexican dishes with tortillas and protein. A lot of these different meals that we eat in the United States are going to be combining starches and protein, and neither one of those are going to digest very well when you do that. So not only keep your fluids away from your meals, but you want to combine your food appropriately. So that would be proteins and vegetables at a meal with good fat. And then the other would be, if you are going to do some rice or going to do some things like that, you would want to keep the proteins away from those. Otherwise, they digest at different pH levels. And if you do them together, they are not going to digest like they're supposed to. So proper food combining, and I've got some other videos on YouTube that get more in depth into proper food combining. So think about that. It definitely makes a big difference. And if you're feeling heavy, full, anything like that after a meal, it's because you're combining those foods. Hey, Leah, rice and beans, okay. So those are not, neither one of those are protein. Beans are not protein. Rice is not protein. So, see how you feel. The problem with that meal, my guess is, if we're talking about blood sugar, that I've seen beans and rice make people go very, very high. So check your blood sugar after you eat that kind of a meal. But as far as digestion, and so one of the things that can be helpful with that is looking at outside external digestive support. And so if we think about north to south, yes, you've got to slow down, you got to relax, you got to chew, and create that saliva. You can't get a saliva supplement, but what you can do is you can take stomach acid support. So here's the 3 different ways that you know what type of digestion support you should take. Stomach acid support is going to be if food sits in your stomach, if you get bloating, anything up top here, even in the first 15 to 60 minutes of a meal, you're not breaking your proteins down very well, you're on an antacid, you get heartburn, reflux, anything like that, you probably need some betaine hydrochloride. So that's going to be a really good one. Jess, you can go ahead and put the link for stomach support on our well store. That's going to be the best one for that. You take that with a meal and you titrate up with those. So you start at 1, go to 2 with a meal, 3 with a meal, 4 with a meal. If you feel burning, you go back down 1. Or if you're digesting really well at 2, you can stick with 2 per meal. So the next level down is going to be bile. So the liver produces bile. It's stored in the gallbladder. So if you've had your gallbladder removed, or if you're just not squeezing it out, you got sluggish gallbladder, things like that, then you may need some external bile. So you can do that with bile salts and just really do some good work on getting that fat broken down. So symptoms of that would be if you eat a fatty meal, you just don't feel good. It feels heavy. There can be pain and pressure in the back left of your back, shoulder blade, pressure up under, so it might be opposite to you guys, but up under the right side, pressure under there. That's where that gallbladder is. If you've had your gallbladder removed and you still have digestion issues, you probably need some bile salts with that meal as well. And then number 3 is further down south, is into the small intestine, and this would be more digestive enzymes, the traditional ones that you've read about. And so that would be, that can be bromelain, that can be pancreatic enzymes, a bunch of different things that can help with the digestion further down in that small intestine. And that's going to be very helpful as well. So some people do need some external support short term. It shouldn't be a long-term thing. And then the last one, number 5, is you want to heal up any leaky gut that you have in the body. How do you know if you have leaky gut? If you have an autoimmune condition, 99.9% of the time, you're going to have leaky gut. If you are having lower bowel gas, bloating, any inflammation, any eczema, rashes, skin issues, anything like that, that can absolutely be an indication of leaky gut. And so with that, you've got to do those 4 R's. You've got to hey, Eula in Michigan there. So what you've got to do is you've got to take that step back. Jess, you can pop our YouTube channel on there. We've got tons of videos on how to heal up leaky gut, but it's those traditional 4 R's where you've got to remove pathogens, remove food allergens, replace enzymes, stomach acid, bile, those things. You've got to re-inoculate with good bacteria, and then you've got to repair that gut lining with probiotic-rich foods, with glutamine, with marshmallow root, aloe, all of those different things. So these are 5 steps, 5 things you can do today to start changing your digestion. I guarantee if you do every single one of these, if you work on every one of these 5 steps, within even a week, your digestion is going to be different. You are going to be improving, and you're going to see changes every single day with that improving. So I got to jump, but I'll be checking these messages. Keep asking those questions, and we will be responding to these. So thanks for jumping on, guys. Try these today. Take care.